Alright, I just got like a minute or so to record. I'm finishing up this therapy today with the therapist. The appointment starts in 4 minutes, but they're always kind of late, so I'm gonna wait 2 minutes and then log on, because usually I'm waiting like almost 10 minutes. But I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm predicting it should go fine. We have been meeting for a while at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. Sometimes the schedule varies ever since I started working, or since sometime. I don't remember specifically when, but since sometime I haven't been able to meet at noon in person. I don't remember whose schedule changed. It was probably mine, but yeah, ever since we weren't able to meet, I've just been trying to meet online, and usually it works. We've had a couple reschedules, a couple cancellations, as is how it goes, but I think we've been talking for almost a year now, and I'm kind of like, okay, even just one thing of just having the time a little bit later too makes it a little bit more, like, in a way easier for me to just be like, okay, like, I'm ready to move on, because I don't really want to do this at 8 p.m. once a week. But I'll miss it. I'll see how I feel about this during or after. At the moment, I'm kind of just like, okay, let's just get this done. Alright, so ending therapy wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, or it wasn't even sad. It was like a pleasant goodbye. Learned a lot. I think some of myself rubbed off on the therapist. They mentioned kind of having a dream related to one of the themes of one of my dreams, of something that I'd never dreamt about and something they'd never dreamt about. But I guess I'd gotten their mind on the topic. If you know about Chabad, I had a dream about Chabad. And I often have religious themed dreams of different types of religions and stuff. But yeah, it was kind of just interesting. Nothing really to report that's significant about that experience, like I thought there would be. And that's maybe because, we started talking in person, but then slowly I went into, talking in, over the, like, telehealth appointments. And once I started this job, like, I think my last appointment in person was, like, sometime in April. And now it's, like, the end of June. So, I hadn't really seen them in person for probably, like, 2 months. And I knew that my insurance was going to be ending. And I knew that getting a job was going to, bump me out of the bracket where I would qualify for a certain insurance. And then I also have another option of connection, and I might want to try groups, like LGBT groups or something like that. Something kind of more related to something like topics I want to talk about. It's always kind of interesting when a therapist gets interested in something you're interested in. But then it's kind of like, if other stuff is coming up, and then they're kind of like maybe having, like, I don't know if I want to call it like a fascination, but like, they're enjoying some other aspect of things. I'd say those two areas for me would be technology and not really religion, but more like my take on what I like to study based on religion and spirituality. They were really interested in those two hobbies of mine, and so it was cool, but sometimes we would kind of geek out on those topics, and it was cool, but it felt more like, why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about, why am I teaching you about AI? And like, why am I, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't think I have complaints, really. It's not really like that. Good experience overall, helpful. Helped me learn a lot about myself, more than I was already doing. And it was enjoyable. It was, parts of it were hard. There were things that I was kind of like maybe didn't want to hear. Or when people kind of like make guesses about your life and it's like they're kind of off. And I'm like, I don't know how they got to that conclusion, but like, I don't know. It wasn't a bad experience. I don't really have anything really negative to say. I'm glad that the opportunity was there when I needed it, and while I was free enough to take the time and energy to go in regularly and keep appointments. I think there were a couple of appointments I canceled, and then I reached some of my goals. I think the goal that I came up with that I'm working on now is more related to my connection with being online, connection with the internet, trying not to just like mindlessly consume content. The next episode I'm about to post is about something that might relate to mindlessly consuming content, but being more intentional and focused on why I'm choosing to watch or consume what I'm consuming. What's the purpose? I don't see anything wrong with just zoning out or like, just like letting your mind wander and like watching nonsense, but I kind of like to be, because my time is so limited. I feel like now with working 8.5 hours a day, I'm noticing I'm like, my energy's definitely drained, even with that extra 30 minutes of a shift. 8 hours is a lot. 8.5 hours is a whole lot. To be just like on. I've never had a job where I was working 8.5 hours. And with no paid holidays. And I'm not going to get PTO until I hit 600 hours. I did take 4 hours off this week because I got a little bit nauseous and vomited on Monday, and I think it was because of some caffeine I consumed or something at a certain time on Monday, like during lunch, so I took off from 1 to 4 p.m. But it might have been something, a little bit of a bug, I don't really know, because the next day someone else called out. Then the next day someone else called out. And then Friday, 2 people called out. And the whole time I've been there, nobody's called out except for maybe one person who had a vacation. So I don't know if I started something or if other people are getting sick. I know my sister's got COVID. Her boyfriend's got COVID. I don't think I've got any symptoms like that, but maybe it's just a shift in the weather. We've had a really good weather week, and last week as well. These were the first 2 weeks of like warm weather, and my supervisor was feeling a little under the weather on Friday as well. And so I don't really know fully. Like I can't confirm, because we have next Thursday and Friday off. So for people to be taking like partial days, Maybe they just saw that I did it and they're like, shoot, I didn't know I could do that, and they just did it too. But I was kind of just like, dude, like, I don't feel well. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't feeling right. I wasn't going to be able. I tried for like 30 minutes to see, okay, let me see if I can just get my focus back, because I'm already halfway through the day, and I didn't want to lose the pay either. And I don't know if I'll get sick pay. I've accrued 10 hours of sick pay so far, so I don't know if they're going to put 4 hours toward it. I don't really know, but I don't know what that was all about. Like, I kind of think I know, but I'm not 100% sure. And then, yeah, like, I'm just gonna have to pace myself and do what I need to do when I need to do it. I've had enough accountability for that for a while now, I think. I've still got my health group, I think, till the end of July. If I heard that correctly, I think we're not going to be done till the end of July. So I've got about 4 more weeks to kind of hit some weight goals. I don't know when I go to get labs again, because I got to change my primary doctor. Then as far as yeah, that's mostly all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, it wasn't like a bad experience or anything. So, all right. I had another topic I wanted to record about. I'm gonna try and organize these and post them as separate little posts here. All right.